Next on the Broadway Show, oh baby, baby, you're gonna love it. It's Once Upon a One More Time.
An American Idol favorite is back on Broadway, singing Britney Spears. I'm Paul Wontorek, sitting with Justin Guarini.
And Great Scott will take you to the special Back to the Future event for the Michael J. Fox Foundation. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is the Broadway Show. If you're looking for Broadway's biggest stars and shows, you have come to the right place. It's the Broadway Show. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Well-behaved princesses rarely make history. It's Once Upon a One More Time, the brand new musical powered by the pop hits of Britney Spears. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
Thanks, Tamsen. The music of Britney Spears is now on Broadway in Once Upon a One More Time. I'm sitting down with Prince Charming himself, Justin Guarini, at the Secret Garden at the Pavilion. Justin, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm tired.
You're tired?
Happy. Yeah.
Well, you know, actually, you're doing a lot of choreography. I mean, I think of you as a pop star, but
that's nice.
The choreography is intense.
It is, and I say tired like, you know, it's a first world problem. It's a great problem to have. Like, I'm on Broadway and I'm exhausted, right? Like, the work that we do in this show is so intense, and the choreography by Keone and Mari Madrid, and I mean, it is. I didn't know that I could do it, but I asked for it because they gave me like choreography in the beginning that was like really cool.
Yeah.
But I saw what their dancers from their company, who are now in our company, were doing, and I was like, but I want to do that. And they're like, really? I said, yeah. I think this is by far the most dancing I've ever done, ever. Like, not even on the American Idol tour, like none of that. Like, it is awesome, and I feel so good doing it.
So you are in Once Upon a One More Time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're dealing with the songs of Britney Spears,
yes,
which we all love,
yeah,
and a completely original story.
Mm-hmm.
And you are Prince Charming, naturally.
Did you like that? Like I put that on there? So, yeah, it's interesting. I've been with the show for 6 years, and over the past 6 years, whenever I tell anybody about this show, they're like, "Oh, you're in the Britney Spears musical, so are you playing Timberlake or Federline?" I'm like, no, it's not about her life, and I think that's something that's really beautiful and unique about this jukebox musical, right? It has nothing, by her direction, it has nothing to do with her life. It is this brand new, unique story which takes themes and characters that we know and love and just flips them on their head.
Do you have any personal history with Britney?
I do, yeah. I first met Britney when I was doing a press junket from Justin and Kelly many years ago. We were filming.
Fantastic movie musical, by the way. Big part of my viewing experience.
You would be surprised.
It was hard for me to not make this entire interview about from Justin and Kelly and its Broadway prospects.
Oh, let me tell you, that's a step too far. But I will say that more people come up to me in the at the stage door when I'm autographed and like hand me the DVD to be signed and tell me how much that they loved it. And although it wasn't commercially successful, it was such a fun thing to do.
Yeah, of course.
Especially considering I had no idea what I was doing. And yet, you know, I made sure that I knew enough that I didn't know what I was doing. And so I hung out in Video Village and I listened to what the director was doing and I listened to what the producers were doing. I would hang out with the cameramen and be like, how does that work? What is that? I'm pulling focus, what does that mean? And I learned as much as I possibly could.
Feels like you could be whatever part of me.
Fast forward to when I was doing the press junket from Justin to Kelly, and my management rep came in and said, hey, Britney Spears is in the room across the hallway. Would you like to see her? And I was like, of course, are you kidding me? Like, yes. And so I walk into the room, and it's this beautiful palatial suite, and there is this just sweet, kind, lovely, demure person sitting in the middle of the room, and we just hang out and we talked, and she couldn't have been kinder and nicer. And it was just like, hey, how are you? And you know, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, what is my life? Like, I'm standing here with Britney Spears. And like, even though I had, you know, been on TV and done all that stuff, it was a surreal moment to me. And then every 6 or 7 years, I seem to see her somewhere, right? It was on the red carpet many years later at that point when, you know, I was doing stuff and hosting for TV Guide Network, and then many years later when she came to the workshop for Once Upon a One More Time,
okay,
right? She came and she saw it, she loved it, she approved it, and that was what helped us move forward.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
So was it fun to get to sing these songs to her face in a rehearsal room?
Yeah, it was, because she was pleasantly surprised at how we wove them into the story. She said, hey, I want this story to be about, fairies and butterflies and not my life, and this something beautiful using my music. And then she got to see that manifest, and we had some great people, some who's singing in that workshop, and I think we really put together something gorgeous that she loved, and she was excited, and she was like a little kid in a candy store. Yeah. And then from that moment on, she was like, yes, I love it, let's keep going. The show itself is something that is, yes, jukebox musical, utilizing her music, but it also has this gorgeous empowerment and kind of flipping the narrative that we all think we know about these fairy tales, and even about masculinity and femininity, like on its head. Yeah. And I think that she has blazed so many trails in her life and in her career, and then to see a musical that has the opportunity to do that as well, that leveraging her journey and, I mean, really a lot of her sacrifices, pretty beautiful.
You're always good on Broadway, and I do feel like people are always surprised, because when you enter people's minds as one thing, yes. Even though I know you originally chose American Idol over The Lion King, over Broadway, right? Yes. So from the very beginning, Broadway was part of your story.
Oh yes, as far back as I can remember. I mean, that was something I've always wanted to do. And I had gone to school for it, University of the Arts, and studied musical theater. I was going that way, and auditioned for this little show called The Lion King that came into town, exactly, yeah. And they're like, here, come do these master classes. And I was like, okay, what are those? And came up to New York with my mom, and did these master classes, and they said, we don't quite have the role for you right yet, the space for you, but we want you in this show. And I said, okay. Years and years and years go by, I keep auditioning, as we do, and just stay on their mind, and then all of a sudden this show comes out of nowhere that no one ever heard of, called American Idol, and I have to make this choice. Right. And I'm in LA, and things are going well, and I call over to The Lion King, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try this, please keep me in mind for the future. And yes, people are surprised. Yeah. It's like there are certain people of a certain age who know me from American Idol. There's a certain people of a certain age who know me as Lil Sweet from the Dr. Pepper commercials. There's a certain people of a certain age who know me from Broadway. There's gonna now be a certain people of a certain age who know me as Cat Burglar from the Super Kitties on Disney Junior. It's a blessing, I would say, because I can show up and do what I do, and it surprises people, which is like awesome.
Want to see more of Paul's interview? Head over to Broadway.com for an extended version. The DeLorean has arrived on Broadway. Back to the Future, the musical, just opened this past week. But before opening night, the show celebrated with a special gala performance benefiting the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research. The original stars of Back to the Future were there, Fox and Christopher Lloyd, and they snapped red carpet pics with the musical's leads, Casey Likes and Roger Bart.
We wanted to really take advantage of this evening and make it really about something important, which was to sort of help raise money for Parkinson's research and hopefully to find a cure. So it seems like a perfect thing to do and the right thing to do, and I'm hoping that we can start a trend to have all opening nights be charitable.
Marty McFly is a character that I've looked up to my entire life. Michael J. Fox is a character I've looked up to my entire life. And getting to portray that and kind of bring myself to that legacy is kind of surreal.
I get an adrenaline rush every night seeing how audiences react to it. And it's like re-experiencing Back to the Future for the very first time.
People are losing their minds. People are losing their minds, and here's why. I think that John Rando did an amazing job directing this show to sort of be a love letter to the movie, to the fans. And I think that people are just getting that and falling in love with it instantaneously, from this first special effect to the last special effect. It's just the perfect recipe.
If you were to watch the film right now, you most likely would either watch it on your iPad, on your device, on your TV at home. What you wouldn't do is sit with 1,400 other people and go through that, which is a big deal, sitting shoulder to shoulder with a room excited to see this story.
It means more than you know. I can't believe I'm here. When I got offered this, I was just like, I can't believe I'm gonna just accidentally find myself at another Broadway opening, and here we are. I'm at another Broadway opening. To have people believe in you as much as they have has been special.
Truly a star-studded event with Steven Spielberg, Bernadette Peters, and more in attendance. Back to the Future is playing at the Winter Garden Theater.
Yick, yicky, Mickey, Ricky, icky. I like the way you make a point. I like your frame of mind. A little quick, a little sharp, a little beat behind.
It's one for the ages. Kimberly Akimbo is a winner of 5 Tony Awards, including Best Musical and Lead Actress Victoria Clark. We had a chance to chat. Talk about this story. Did you say, like, listen, I can't wait to get back to the stage, or this story is a reason I want to go back to the stage?
Really, it's the latter. I had been doing mostly directing and doing some writing. I know you've been writing as well, and I have a lot to say right now in my life, and so it would take a really special show for me to go back on stage and feel like I can channel something that I myself would want to express. And the show is doing it to a T. So it's talking about how precious life is. And I'm approaching, that age where every moment counts, and I could never have said it better than David Lindsay-Abaire and Janine Tesori. So I'm so fortunate to be able to use their words to say what's in my heart.
I think everyone is kind of looking at life like that now. I think the past 2 years did it. I think as we celebrate another birthday or dread another birthday, whichever way we go, we know that life is precious. And at some point we're not going to be here, and we want to appreciate every moment. Is that what this show does to you every night?
Yes. I'm the oldest person in the cast. The people that play my parents, Bonnie Milligan plays my aunt, Stephen Boyer plays my father, Ali Mazzi plays my mom. They're all at least 20 years younger than I am. And then the kids in high school are, a good 20 plus years younger than that group. So we're really a 3-generation cast. And so it's very touching for me to be in the room with them and to see them kind of grow up. And, they're teaching me so much.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. What is that like? Because you're aging, you're supposed to be, you're a teenager. And so what is that like that you're learning in real life, but also learning on the stage at the same time?
Learning to have fun again. I mean, I think sometimes when we grow into adulthood, we think, that's I should be more sophisticated like that. I shouldn't be so dorky. I shouldn't be so silly. And being around this cast has reminded me just how much fun life can be and how much fun live theater can be. So it's really a joy to come to the theater, and we're really looking forward to telling the story to a wider audience.
It's super exciting, and I think that when I see stories like this that come to Broadway, they're different from what we were, maybe grew up thinking about Broadway. What does that do for the community as a whole?
Well, it's where we have to be, right? I mean, we've spent the last 2 years, and many of us much longer than that, re-examining what we want to say and how we want to say it. And this show is really breaking a lot of rules in terms of what musicals do. It's subversive, and it's irreverent, and it's hilarious and heartbreaking. It's all the things in one show. I mean, I just can't think of a show that has as many threads, emotional threads pulling through it as this. It's really complex. The major vibration, the major theme is the joy and the humor.
Because I feel like you have so many different things going on. You've got the teen, you've got who you really are. I mean, that is all part of it. And then you've got the teen that is aging in a different way. So I feel like you've got 3 characters inputting all at the same time.
Right, and it's a very interesting thing to play as an actor, because I don't think the audience thinks for 1 minute, well, that's an actual teenager. You're always,
You're an adorable teenager, and I like your candy necklace.
Oh, thank you. But, I think after a while, I hope people forget that it's an older actor. I hope that they start to really believe the story, which is she has this disease which is making her body age really fast, and it's like a roller coaster, and she can't make it stop. And so I have to believe that too, or I can't get the audience to believe it.
Hi, I'm Steve Haggard. I play Harry Potter at Broadway's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and you're watching The Broadway Show.
It's time to take a walk with the Broadway Star, so let's send it out to Charlie Cooper.
All right, we're walking you to work. Not only are you fresh on Broadway, but you are a Tony nominee. Like, what the heck?
I know.
How do you get over it, or do you ever feel any sort of imposter syndrome?
Absolutely. I mean, to be here so young and being recognized by so many people, it's hard to believe, genuinely. Like, did I really do all of this in 2 years? Did I reach that level? Because I have to when I got this job, I was not Tony nominee. How could you not learn so much? Like working with Victoria Clark and Bonnie Milligan and all of our friends.
It's so interesting because I feel like you embody the role of Seth like so perfectly, almost as though you're playing yourself. How, I guess, close to Seth were you in high school?
I mean, he's really close to home.
Or
you just like substitute out like Lord of the Rings for anime and like anagrams for like memorizing all over 1,000 Pokemon and like, and it's pretty much the same thing.
That's so fun.
No, I really think he's like the best parts of me. All of the wonder, all of the curiosity, all of the magic kind of unfiltered. And being able to play a role like that, because in high school, a lot of kids struggle with that sort of thing. Like I don't exactly want to be parading around my weirdness, but it's so nice to kind of live it again in a place where I do get to do that.
Any dream roles that you're looking to play? Because obviously you're fresh, you're new, and the world is your oyster. The stage is your oyster.
I get scared to admit them because they're like right down the street. But Seymour and Little Shop.
Ooh, okay.
I gotta make that stop sometime. Also in Hamilton, I'd love to play Philip, Lawrence. Down the line, Chicago. I bet it'll still be open.
Yes.
Billy Flynn.
Look who
I'd
it
love
is.
to.
Can I just interrupt you? Look who it is. Is that weird?
Who's that?
Does that ever get weird to see yourself like
It does.
on the
It's
doors?
the weirdest when people see me.
Tonight.
Thank you so much. I'll be excited for you guys to see it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We get a picture.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yay!
Oh.
I'm so embarrassed. And I think now it's time to go to work.
Now it's time to go to work. Let's get another one.
Break a leg.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for sticking around. I'm Tamsen Fadal. It takes a whole lot of people to keep a Broadway show running, that's for sure. From the actors on stage to the orchestra, and of course the people behind the scenes whose names you don't see in the playbill. Let's send it out to Perry Sook.
Thanks, Tamsen. While shows may come and go, the theaters and sometimes the people who work inside of them stick around a lot longer. Let's head to the stage door of the Richard Rodgers to meet a staple of Hamilton the Musical, Stage Door Jimmy. All right, I am here with a long-time employee of the now Richard Rodgers Theater, Jimmy Russell. So Jimmy, tell me exactly what you do here.
I'm the doorman at the Richard Rodgers for the last 44 years, 45 years.
That's amazing. I mean, so shows, you know, come and go during that time. Do you have any idea how many shows have been in this theater since you started?
I don't know. I'd say 20 or better, way better. This is one of the longest shows right here.
All right, now, are you a big fan? I'm assuming you've seen Hamilton a couple times?
I've seen it once. I hear it every night. You know, I'm so happy. This is the best job in the world, and I'm very glad to have it. I meet a lot of great people, actors, and I get along with them, like Robin Williams.
Oh, wow.
He was a fabulous, you know, and Alan Rickman was the best to me, anyway. Then Karen Olivo, she says I'm like the guy Red in Shawshank Redemption. Anything you need, I can get you.
I see that you brought us a little something to show. Can you tell us about this picture?
This is when I started. The end of 1978 I started. And this is one of my favorite plays, Best Little House.
It wasn't even the Richard Rodgers Theater back then, right?
46th Street Theater.
Just 46th Street Theater, to the point.
I forget when it became the Richard Rodgers. I really forget.
Well, since you've been here, you've
Since
seen it all.
Oh, yeah,
You've seen it all, Jimmy.
And I consider myself the luckiest man in the world, really, for being on Broadway and being here. I really do.
So Hamilton, a very popular show. Ever had anybody, you know, any crazy fans try to sneak in the stage door?
No, the only time they used to try to sneak in was the Best Little Who House in Texas. Mm-hmm. They thought it was a Who House, so they could be drunk coming in the theater, you know. But I never had any problem.
Well, one last question. You're definitely a part of the industry. You've been here longer than 20 shows, millions of casts. But what does Broadway mean to you?
It's my life. You know, I'm 75 years old, but I still want to work. They might have to carry me out.
And that's going to do it for us. Until next time, I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.